All right. So while I was at the house with the guys watching UFC Fight Night, you were out in downtown Houston at the Third Coast Grappling competition. They had a stacked card full of great grappling matches, uh, topped with, of course, Gordon Ryan versus Bo Nickel. What'd you think about the main event?
Man, I thought it was awesome. And I got to give a shout out to Third Coast Grappling, H-Town Zone.
H-Town put it down.
Big shout out.
H-Town.
They're putting on some exciting stuff, man. Their grappling promotions, that was my first time there live. That was as good as anything that I've seen as far as the production quality. The walkouts were great. The announcer, the interview questions were good. It was spot on. But right into the main event, Gordon Ryan is incredible. Gordon Ryan is doing things that nobody in the history of submission grappling is doing. And love him or hate him, the guy's bringing eyes to the sport that have never been paying attention to jiu-jitsu whatsoever in the past.
He's also, to that point, he's also meshing the worlds of grappling. Because when you watch grappling, you see just two guys rolling on the ground generally, or girls, of course. But there's so many different intricacies to wrestling, to catch wrestling, to jiu-jitsu, to judo, all of that. And he's finding a way in rule sets and different organizations to literally just tap into all of those boundaries, you know?
Absolutely. And the fact that he steps in there with a modified rule set, albeit the rule set's a little bit confusing to kind of pay attention to. I had a lot of people in the crowd ask, because I researched it before I went, like, what are the rules going to be, what's allowed, what's not allowed. People sitting immediately around me were a bit confused, if I'm being totally honest, as to what was allowed and what wasn't.
And they were probably grapplers.
And they were grapplers, yeah. Yeah, for sure. You really don't just happen upon, like, you can happen upon a boxing match, you can happen upon an MMA match. You usually don't just have a casual fan at a jiu-jitsu competition. But anyways, Gordon, so he takes on Bo. Bo is a 3-time NCAA champion in wrestling. He's going to be representing the United States of America as a freestyle wrestler. He's a stud, big guy, strong guy. Gordon steps in there. Gordon says, look, leg locks, take them out. Guard pulling, take it out. You can take me down if you want to take me down. And there's going to be points scored, for that. There's going to be points for stalling, etc. Gordon, it was very clear early on that Bo's game plan, because Bo didn't want to be on the ground with Gordon. He just,
obvious reasons.
Who does? But, it is grappling, and it's not just wrestling. So you have to, eventually you're going to get there. So it was very clear what Bo's strategy was in the beginning, or from the beginning. It was to just stall. Yeah. Because Gordon's really not going to be able to shoot and land a double or single on Bo and take him down. He shot a few, and the crowd enjoyed it, and they appreciated it. It was fun. But at the end of the day, Bo stuffed him all pretty easily. So it was very obvious that Bo was trying to let the time run down until about the last minute or so, and then hit Gordon with a blast double or some sort of single that take him down, score a few points, and then the match be over and Bo win. So it was pretty clear what his game plan was, and that was really, let's be honest, the only game plan that is going to get Bo, give him any chance at a victory.
Such a strange game plan, but it would have been effective. Yeah,
had he pulled it off.
Yeah.
So Gordon, being the beast that he is, man, he literally is like sticking his leg out to Bo for the single leg, and Bo's not taking it. It got so crazy, and it got to the point where Gordon literally was turning his back.
I saw that.
He was giving his back to a 3-time champion.
Yeah.
And Bo eventually took the bait, man, and the crowd went wild. I mean, Bo wrapped him up and suplexed him. And everybody was like, wow, okay, Bo scored 2 points there, man. And Gordon he had 2 points at that time. So people were like, man, okay, why did Gordon do that? Now that just tied it up, and now it's 2-2. And, if Bo takes him out again, Bo's going to win. But what people didn't realize is that Gordon was not able to get to the ground by pulling guard. He was only able to get to the ground if he was taken down. But since he was taken down, he was then allowed to stay on the ground. And Gordon stayed on his butt for the rest of the fight, eventually got Bo down, got him into, I believe it was, well, I don't know if he got him into closed guard and then eventually the triangle. But what ended the fight basically was Gordon just threw up this really sick triangle that just locked in like that. And then Bo picked him up and slammed him. Gordon arched his back really well and took the slam well. And once he did that, it just set in. I mean, he locked that triangle up deep, and he had the arm bar too. It was like pick your poison. You want death by armbar or death by triangle at that point, and Bo was tapping instantaneously. Yeah. Bo was visibly upset with himself after that, but it was a good sport about it. He gave Gordon, the credit he deserves. And, man, kudos to Gordon Ryan for doing that, for stepping in, for taking chances. A lot of the purists don't like the fact that he doesn't compete in a gi. They don't like the fact that he does these modified rule sets. They don't like the fact that he's vocal on social media. I'm exactly the opposite. I give him mad props. Yeah. The guy's the GOAT, man. He is the absolute no-gi GOAT. Shout out to Gordon.
Yeah, shout out. He lives by the haters make me famous motto. Yeah. I mean, he loves it, and I think he feeds off it. And what people don't understand, what a lot of marks don't understand, is that one man's boo is another man's cheer, Yeah. So some people will be booing you, but really they still paid their money to come watch you compete, and that's the bottom line. They don't have to want you to win. They don't have to want you to lose. They're there to watch entertainment.
Oh, the marks were out in full effect last night. There was some hate when Gordon walked out, but there was also some cheers too.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if you want to be a successful martial artist or grappler or whatever, you need to have that love-hate balance. I mean, Floyd certainly has it. John Jones has it. Even, Conor McGregor, he's got he definitely has his fair share of haters out there.
Well, purists of any sport, don't like those types of antics. And I get it from the standpoint, especially combat sports, of, you want to be a samurai. You don't, be humble in victory and defeat. But there's also the aspect of entertainment, and you have to sell fights. If people aren't interested in the storyline about who's fighting each other and why they're doing it, then they're just not going to, literally take time out of their day, take hard-earned money that they've earned, and go spend it on watching you do something if they don't care about it. And if you don't show them that you care, then how can they care?
And I wouldn't even say that Gordon Ryan is not humble necessarily. He's very much like Conor McGregor in that sense. Yeah, he builds a fight. Yeah, he talks
super
some
smart
shit.
Guy.
Super smart. But when he wins the fight, when his hand gets raised, he gives credit to Bo. He says Bo's a phenomenal wrestler. Didn't want to injure him. He's got the, he's going to be competing for the United States. That's why we took leg locking out. Whatever the case is, finished with a choke. When you tap and let a choke go, nobody's hurt. So, I'm not sure that Gordon is necessarily not humble. I would just say he knows how to sell a fight, and I would say he knows what to do to get people watching, and people are watching grappling now.